Disgraced BBC newsreader Huw Edwards has been handed a 6-month suspended prison sentence for accessing indecent images of children. Sentencing the 63-year-old at Westminster Magistrates Court on Monday, a judge said the journalist's long-earned reputation had been left in tatters, and ordered that he be subject to 25 rehabilitation sessions and be placed on the sex offender treatment program for 40 days. Edwards was also ordered to pay £3,000 in prosecution costs and told he would be put on the sex offenders register for 7 years. One question that hangs in the balance is whether the father of 5 will return the £200,000 salary paid by the BBC after his arrest in November 2023 on child abuse image charges. The BBC asked Edwards to repay the salary after he admitted 3 counts of making indecent images of children. Speaking last week, BBC Director General Tim Davie said, "Discussions are underway about the possibility of getting the money back." He added that the BBC could explore legal avenues to reclaim the money, but that it would be challenging. Employment lawyer Hannah Dowd, from firm Jackson Lees, has laid out the BBC's employment policies and whether Edwards will likely be forced to hand back the money. Ms. Dowd explained, "From an employment law perspective, the following issues are particularly relevant. The BBC's contract with Edwards likely contained provisions outlining the circumstances under which the contract can be terminated. If Edwards' actions constituted a breach of contract, the BBC may have had grounds to fairly terminate his employment. However, originally, they suspended him, perhaps because he did not admit to his employer that the allegations were true. In any event, he was paid whilst suspended, which is normal practice for employers and in line with ACAS guidance on fair disciplinary processes. If the allegations were untrue, and the BBC failed to pay, they may have been criticized and would have been party to costly litigation." Ms. Dowd added that the BBC was also made aware of Edwards' struggles with mental health and that this may have had some burden on the corporation's decision. She continued, "Overall, however, the law is clear and a fair process has to follow when an allegation is made against an employee of any nature. On one hand, there was an argument for suspending him without pay. This would have aligned with the BBC's stated commitment to zero tolerance for serious misconduct. It could also have been seen as a way to protect the BBC's reputation and maintain public trust. On the other hand, continuing to pay Huw Edwards could be seen as a way to avoid potential legal challenges. If Edwards had been suspended without pay and later cleared of the allegations, he could have argued that the suspension was unfair or discriminatory. Ultimately, the BBC's decision was a balancing act between ethical considerations and legal risks.